Okay. And we're live.
Oh, I've lost it.
That's all right, Katie. I think we're
We're
live
not live,
already.
are we? Oh, are we? Okay.
That's what it tells
Well,
me.
Fine, we won't have the video that I have lost then. Right. Hello and welcome to today's live Q&A. I'm Katie Keith, CEO and founder at Barn2 Plugins.
And I'm Sam Waynes, and I handle all the video content on our YouTube channel. And in case you're one of those religious YouTube followers who noticed that I haven't been uploading lately, it's because I've been working on this background. This is not a virtual background. This is a real background. And I spent weeks getting things for it and assembling and putting it all together. And it's finally ready. So expect some new videos starting from Monday.
Do you like it? If you
I love
follow
it.
either Sam or I on Twitter, then you may have seen a lot of consultation about the background. So we'd love to hear your comments.
Mm-hmm. Yes, but no negative comments because this is the final one already.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, guys. I see Tom is already watching, and we already have some great questions from people who have pre-submitted questions, and we're expecting some live questions as we go through. So please don't be shy. Give us flick us a message in the chat and wherever you're watching from, and we will do our best to get back to you as soon as we're covering that topic or as it fits into the rest of the show.
Okay, so we'll start with some product news because we've had a surprisingly high number of major releases this month. So I will go through them before we start getting to people's questions. The first one was a release today, which is very exciting. So this is version 4.0 of our WooCommerce Product Table plugin. And this is our biggest selling plugin of all time. It has many, many, many thousands of users, I think tens of thousands actually. And so it's always been a bit of a pain to create tables because you had to use short codes and things which not everybody liked. So we have changed that. I will share my screen and show you what the new table builder looks like. And there's some new front end features as well. So here we've got a new area which was only added today, which lists all your tables. This didn't exist before because you just created tables with a shortcode. So to create a table, which will list your products from your WooCommerce store, you go add new, you create your table name, and you can either add it manually to a normal page, like using a Gutenberg block if you're using the block editor, or a very simple shortcode if you are not using Gutenberg, if you're using Elementor or Divi or Classic Editor or whatever else, or you can select it to appear on particular templates in your store. So if you wanted to use the product table layout on all your shop pages or your product search results or something like that, then you can choose all these different types of page in your store to display product tables. And you can also, I have to select one, and you can also choose your columns in a much more visual way than you could before. So before you had to do a comma separated list of columns, which was flexible but not user friendly. So now you can just do what you want, add columns, change the name to anything you like, and so on. So there's tons of stuff that you can do there. And we've also added more advanced options to the editing section of WooCommerce Product Tables. So if I wanted to edit a table, there's even more options. So I'll just edit the price column and you can see some more options. We kept those out of the table builder just to keep things simple, but there's a lot of control there if you want it. And the front end changes to WooCommerce Product Table, I will just show you now as well. So these are all in response to feature requests. So we've got a total column, which I haven't got on this page, but you can have a column called total. So that if you've selected, say, 3 of these, then it would show $75. So people can see what they're going to pay before they add to the cart. And we've also added a select all button, which will allow you to select all the products in the table. And we've finally added a, previously this button at the bottom here always said add to cart. But now when you select products, it will actually show the price within that. And that is fully customizable. So you can choose what the wording is, what the syntax is, whether you've got decimal points and so on, depending on how many products are in the cart. So if there's one, it might say add item to cart. And if there's more than one, it might say add items to cart. So that is WooCommerce Product Tables new features. The next ones we were going to look at were WooCommerce Product Options, because we've released version 2 on the 14th of August. And there's quite a lot in version 2, which I know we've talked about on previous live streams. But the most exciting is the improvements to the price formula option, which a lot of WooCommerce store owners use to add a lot more flexibility to their product options. So, and the way they price their products in general. So it just gives you tons of options to use advanced logic and things to price your products. So here we've got a price formula option, which is one of the many option types you can create. And here we've got an example of a price formula. And the new stuff is all of this underneath the price formula. So you can now select various information about your products and use that as a factor in the price formula, like the weight or whatever. You can use the other options that you've added to the product. So if the customer's added the curtain, if you're selling curtains, length and width, like we've got here, then you might be able to just add that into the formula to calculate the price. We've also added a custom variables feature, which is pretty cool because it stops your formulas from getting crazily complicated, which can easily happen. So if I wanted to create a variable called area, then I might add width times by length, like that. And then I could add area to the formula instead of width times length or something. And that just helps to keep it simple. So there's absolutely tons you can do there. And the final thing to show you here is that we've also added variations to the conditional logic. So conditional logic allows you to show and hide product options and price formulas based on what the customer selects. And previously, you could only do that based on the options in our plugin. Like if you tick a checkbox for gift wrapping, then it will show the gift wrap options. But here we've now got variation attributes as well. So it's just a bit more flexible. All of that are things that our customers had been asking for a while. So we're pleased that you can now do that. In next update, we're still on product updates from this month, is Document Library Pro, which is our current most popular plugin. And this one has 2 new features. One of them is that the grid layout, which you can see here, now has filters. Previously, only the table layout had filters. So now you can use the filters on the grid as well. And a lot of people have asked us about that. That was the biggest feature request for that plugin. So we're glad you've got that. The final thing on Document Library Pro is that we have also added an expiry feature. So if you've got documents that you want to be removed from your site on a certain date because they're no longer relevant or something, you can just add a simple expiry here, which you may recognize. It looks just like the published option, which is part of WordPress, but the expiry is part of our plugin. And finally, we added a few features to our WooCommerce Wholesale Pro plugin, which adds a bit more flexibility, but they're a bit more niche. So if you're interested in WooCommerce Wholesale Pro, then you can look at our blog post about that. And the final piece of news is that today we've launched an admin demo for WooCommerce Product Tabs. So this is the plugin that lets you add extra tabs to your product pages. And previously we just had a front-end demo. Now you can actually test drive it on a temporary test site. So if you go to this page, barn2.com/WooCommerce Product Tabs, then you can test drive it for yourself to help you decide whether that is right for you. So that's the update done.
Nice. Thank you, Katie. Yeah, many big updates, some that we've been anticipating for some time now, I would say. And that looks like that's going to leave me a lot of new videos to do and updates to make within those videos as well. So
yes, you've put those on hold for a long time. WooCommerce product table videos. I'm like, don't do a video because we're building a table builder, but it's now ready. So you'll be busy.
Yeah, awesome. All right, so we can hop into the first questions.
Yep. So we will get to Tom's first question in a bit when we do Wholesale Pro, but he's just added another one, which is no sorting options on the table. I assume that is WooCommerce Product Table rather than the document library table, because that's the plugin that Tom is interested in. Yes, WooCommerce Product Table has sorting options. So you can, I didn't want to show you every page of the table builder because it would be boring. But one of the pages is about searching and sorting and filtering the table. And so you can choose how the table is sorted when it first loads, like by date or product title or whatever, or price or something like that. And you can also actually automatically, every table column is clickable so that you can sort, so that the customer actually can sort the table differently to how you chose for it to load. So yeah, there's full sorting options on the product table.
Awesome.
So let's go to WooCommerce Product Filters now.
Yeah, sure thing. I've got that right now. So if you go to our website and find WooCommerce Product Filters from all of our list of plugins, you can launch an admin demo like I have just done here. So that launches an InstaWP site that you can play around with on the back end and check how it looks on the front end. So this is the plugin in action. So this is a typical grid of products. And up here, we have these drop-down filter options, which are added by the plugin. So you can see stock status, on sale or not. And this is the default sorting, which is already there normally. And then over here on the right, you can see we have color swatches. We have categories, which are separated into these nice image boxes. And we also have options for radio buttons. For example, you could sort by size, large, medium, small. And anytime you want to update the search using one of these filter options, then the filters could be updated with Ajax, or you can click on a bunch of filters and enable them all at once with a button. That just depends on the kind of settings that you have. And you can clear your filters with this button here. So it's a basic and advanced filter plugin that I think every WooCommerce shop should really have. Maybe you don't need Barn2's plugin, but you definitely need a filter plugin, and we believe we have the best one. So we highly recommend it. And so, yeah, this is just a sampling of all the different filters, but there are even some more in the settings. Do you want me to go through how to set them up, or is that enough for today?
I think that's enough for today. So should we go on to the first question? Because we've got
Sure.
two about this plugin, which
Sure,
some of which we'll end up covering setup options anyway.
And the question's about the mobile devices, right?
Yeah. So Denise is interested in making the WooCommerce filter plugin responsive.
Yeah. So I just wanted to recommend you can read about on our knowledge base on this page, barn2.com/knowledge or /kb/mobile filters. And Katie's got that on the screen now. And I'll just show you a sampling of how it looks. So I think if I just go with this one here and we switch the device type to mobile, and you can see that
I'm still on the knowledge base article.
Oh, yeah. Let's go back to this tab here. So this is, I've switched the screen to mobile. I can probably update the dimensions. So I'm not sure what the best.
That looks good. Can you show us what that same page looks like on desktop first, and then because we missed that bit, and then switch to mobile so we can see what happens.
Switch back. There we go. So at the moment we have filters on the top and on the side. And so this demo is set up to have a lot of filters. And when I switch it to viewing it in mobile, then you can see they actually all switch to these drop-down options. So you wouldn't want to have this many listed as this demo does, because it's not optimized for mobile with this many filters. But if you do add them all, this is what it would look like. And then you have your normal product grid with the products one at a time. So if I just enable, for example, the on sale filter, and we can see that this album is on sale, as well as the sunglasses and so on. Are there any other viewing options for mobile, or is this drop down the main
Yeah.
one?
So I think for that use case, actually, on the settings page, there's an option that will always use a button to reveal the filters on mobile. And you can
to
enable that
compress
button
them.
on mobile or desktop. So if you've got loads like that, then probably you just want to have a filter button
Yeah.
on mobile instead of having them visible like that.
Yeah, let's go to filters and let's see if we can't fix that setting real quick. So we
So there
want
it
to
is.
click button to reveal filters and then save those changes. And we'll go back to the site. We'll refresh the page with mobile, and there we go. Now
That's a
we have
lot better, isn't it?
filters. Yes. Oh, and they even look better when you do that. So now we don't just have drop downs, we have the actual filters. And we have the apply filters button down the bottom here. So if I choose a color and in stock, then I can click apply, and that will apply just to those products. That will apply all the filters at once. So you can find all the products which fall within these two filters. Yeah, that's way better. Thanks, Katie.
Okay, so let's go to the next question, which is from Ricky. Can you tell me whether Product Filters contains any insights in terms of how users are using the plugin, or whether it can be integrated with Google Analytics to gain any insights? So yeah, basically it's the latter. And based on Ricky's question, we've today published a knowledge base article about this because I thought it was a sensible question that we should have documented. So with product filters, whenever the customer uses a filter, like if they click on red or something, then you will see that that filtered result has a unique URL at the top of your browser. So that basically means it can be tracked in any analytics platform, whether it's Google Analytics or something else that you're using these days. And so normally that would appear just in the list of all URLs, but most analytics platforms allow you to create custom filters within the analytics. So when you look at the structure of the URL, which is mentioned on this page, every URL contains, if you can see, like the question mark underscore stuff, that allows you to pinpoint which URLs in your analytics are from filter results, so that you can maybe create a custom report which just has those in, so it's not just mixed up with all your other URLs. So I'd recommend doing that as an advanced way to kind of find out how people are using it. And there's lots of useful things you can do with that information, like if everybody's searching for a particular attribute or price point or something like that in their filters, then you can maybe move that to the top, or sell more of those products and make them more prominent, lots of things. So I would recommend doing that.
Awesome.
So
Alrighty.
after filters, we're going to move on to WooCommerce Wholesale Pro.
Yeah, I have another admin demo, but first I'll show off the front end demo. Let me just find the live stream again. There we go. Awesome. So if you go again to our website and you want to just view the front end demo, you'll first be greeted by this page, because the whole point of this plugin is that it creates a private area for your wholesale shoppers to go into. So what we'll do is we'll click on the wholesale menu item here, wholesale login, and then we're going to use the information provided on our site here just to log into this demo site. And that will just give us the experience of being a wholesale registered customer. I can just do this real quick. There's also a registration option for new wholesale users. And that brings us right into a product table. Now, this is an integration with WooCommerce Product Table, which we would highly recommend if you're going to go ahead and have Wholesale Pro. You should also get the table to go with it. And this is not our filter plugin on the side. This is just normal filters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you can see that the prices have an old non-wholesale price crossed out, and the updated wholesale price is available for customers to see, and of course, order and add things to their cart. So, everything else is pretty much the same. It's just that you've created a private wholesale area for them. Now, in the actual admin side of the wholesale plugin, if you go to the user section, you can see we can have all of our users listed here. And if we edit, this is actually the administrator role. You can actually change, maybe not on this administrator one, because it's the
You're
highest
trying to
level.
change the role.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
WordPress that does that, and it's really well hidden. It is there somewhere.
Oh, okay. I'm just wondering if I can do it because this is the only account and it's the admin one, so I might have to create a new one in order to do it.
Right,
Uh,
yeah, that's true. You can't change the administrator. But
oh,
I'll do a similar share in a minute when we
uh-huh.
answer Tom's question, and I've
Oh,
got that
okay.
open.
Sure. Yeah, and just to clarify, we can go to WooCommerce settings, and it should be under Wholesale tab. And here's where we can actually set up the wholesale roles. And right now we have a global 15% discount for all of our products, but we can add new roles and we can give it a name and we can basically adjust how much percentage that role will inherit, how much percentage discount that role will get. And you can change prices on the category level as well as on the product level and even on the variation level, I'm pretty sure. So it gets quite detailed in how much control you have over your wholesale prices.
Okay, so that's Wholesale Pro. And Tom's
Mhm.
question was how to improve wholesale user management. And he's also added a comment to elaborate on that a bit, which is, is there a plan to improve the user view for wholesale customers? So I would be interested to know in what way you would like it to be improved, because this isn't something that we're seeing feature requests for. So I'd like to have those insights as to how that doesn't work for you. So I'll talk a bit about what's possible at the moment, and then I'd really like to know what you would like to be different to that. So I'll just go to my list of users here. So here we've got a different wholesale site which has various users on it. I can't scroll down because I've hidden everyone's email addresses. But what you can do is you can change the role. And Tom actually just said this is a tip for Sam, that you can do that on the users list, which is here. So if I wanted to change these people to wholesale users, I could select those. There's a lot of roles here because this is a random test site that we've got loads of plugins on, but there are wholesale roles in here, like pending wholesaler is when
Uh,
you have set your registration form to hold new wholesale users for moderation, they're saved as pending so that then you can approve them from there. We've got wholesale, and there's also wholesale tax-free, wholesale buyer. There's all sorts in here because it's a test site. So you can bulk select them and change the role from there. And you can also click this filter at the top to filter to see your wholesale users. So I'd be interested to hear from Tom, who has just replied actually, who says default WordPress user view is not great for any user type, let alone wholesale.
mm,
It's easy to criticize WordPress's admin. I know they're currently redesigning it, although I haven't heard of anything they're doing to the user page specifically. So if we can identify something that's unique to wholesale users that would benefit them, and Tom said maybe add screen options to get the company name. Yeah, that's interesting because our registration form allows you to add up to 10 additional fields of your choice, one of which might be the company name. So it kind of would make sense for those to be able to appear. So, click screen options at the top, which is one of the most easily missed features of WordPress. If anybody doesn't know about it, you can change the number of things per page. And a lot of the time, you might have too many columns, and because you've got so many plugins installed, and people don't realize they can use screen options to tidy that up. In fact, I should have done that to hide the email column. That would have saved me having to hide it. There, now there's nothing confidential in my table. Excellent.
Another solid idea is their order
Yeah.
value history.
I think we need to hire Tom, don't we? Yeah, he can be a WordPress person. Yeah, order value history. So yeah, that would be specific to arguably WooCommerce as opposed to wholesale. So we tried to think what is specific to wholesale. Otherwise, it's like, well, we should be pressuring WooCommerce to add this. But yeah, that's interesting about maybe the ability to have fields that are specific to wholesale users in the table. Yeah, we'll have a think about that and put it on our feature request list and so on. So thank you for those ideas.
Just to clarify, Katie, on the screen share, when you open a drop-down menu, people don't see what's in the drop-down menu. So
I did not know
we
that.
we got the audio version from you, but we didn't see what the drop-down showed us. Well, we got the idea.
Yeah. Well, it's a really long list of roles that you wouldn't have liked to see anyway.
Yeah, fair enough.
Which you probably gathered.
Cool.
So the next plugin we're going to look at is our WooCommerce Product Tabs plugin. Actually, we've got a quick comment from Tom. He's given too much grief to our lovely support folk with false flags. So that's okay, Tom. So WooCommerce Product Tabs, I will demo to you next. So this plugin lets you add extra tabs to the single product page in WooCommerce or edit the default tabs that come with WooCommerce itself. So I'll click on a couple to show you what they look like. It depends on your theme a bit, obviously, but the overall principle is the same. So here we've normally in WooCommerce, you'd have a description tab, which is down here, and you'd have maybe a reviews tab and additional information. So all these tabs are custom just to show you what's possible. And you can add lots of different tabs. You can choose whether to add an icon, and you can literally add any type of content within the tabs as well. So you can add tables, shortcodes and things from other plugins. This one is a list of downloadable documents from our Document Library Pro plugin. So if you have e-commerce products that have specification documents or size charts or anything with multiple documents, you can list them like this in a table with Document Library Pro. So that is the Product Tabs plugin, and we had a question.
It's a remarkably popular plugin. It's also the first acquisition, right?
Yes, it's the only plugin we've acquired, although we did pretty much rewrite it over the subsequent months to make it feel like a Barn2 plugin in the back end and things like that. But it is the only plugin we've acquired rather than building in-house. Yeah. So questions about WooCommerce Product Tabs. So Vincent wants to know, will WooCommerce Product Tabs affect SEO and Google Spider? For some tabs, you need to click to activate.
Yeah, so it's a good question, but the short and sweet answer is you don't have to worry about it because all of the content, regardless of the tab, will be indexed by search engines just like any other content on the page. And because all of that content is actually being loaded not by Ajax, but just simply loaded on the page, just like any of the other content above or below it. So yeah, it's considered the same as far as search engines are concerned. It's all the same to them. It's all there and available for them to crawl.
Exactly, yeah. So you don't need to worry about it being hidden content. Like I know some types of hidden content are arguably less crawlable, but this isn't done in that way. So that's good.
Do you also get creeped out by the language of search engine crawling and everything?
Well, if you're scared of spiders, that's no use, is it?
Sounds like spiders are on my screen.
Yeah, and yet you want to be crawled by the spiders. It just doesn't feel right. I actually watched Arachnophobia with my 13-year-old daughter on the weekend, so this is not a good time to have this conversation.
Oh, far
So
out.
we've got a couple of questions about WooCommerce Product Tabs while we're still on that. We've got one from Armando who says he's not tested Product Tabs. How does it work with blocks? Well, the tabs are output in the same element of the page as the default tabs. So that's description, reviews, and additional information. So it appears with them in that sense. So the product block editor is still in beta, but the main thing that's going to break with that we need to fix actually is the back end, the editing of the product tabs. Because our plugin has two ways to edit tabs. You can do it globally in the settings, which is not going to have any problems with blocks in the back end. But you can also do it on the edit product page, and that probably will break when the block-based product editor comes in soon. It's already in core in beta. So if you're using it with blocks, then edit them centrally, and that will be fine. And then we do need to do that piece of work. So he's thanking us for the comment, and Tom is saying that he's finally venturing into blocks, so any support for that would be nice. Yeah, we definitely need to do that. We've actually just released an update of our quantity manager plugin, the one that lets you set quantity rules, maximum quantities and stuff, to make it work with the product page blocks and the block checkout this week. So we do need to keep doing that and make everything compatible.
But Tom, I'm not sure if we can provide the kind of support you may need, like therapy, that sort of thing.
Well, it's just coping with the WordPress users page. It is upsetting. Not talk about the block editor because that's just going to be anyway.
Did you get to that one? Awesome.
So
I'd love to use the tabs for my ingredients and allergies. Currently using the ancient built-in tab shortcode, which is hard to edit.
Yeah, we have a product with ingredients actually. So I'll just show that briefly because I've got the demo open anyway. It won't help you with your allergies though, I'm afraid. So sorry about that. So this is a soap product just on our demo site. And one of the tabs is, where's it gone? I did have ingredients. We need to tidy this up a bit. There it is, ingredients. So we've put a picture in. You don't obviously have to, but it looks nice. And then just a list of ingredients. You can obviously display it as a table, add links to more information, which ones are organic or something like that. Okay, so that is all the questions we had on WooCommerce Product Tabs. Next plugin, I'll just go find that.
It would be Quick View, right?
Yes.
Awesome. I've got the tab open there, so I'll jump straight to that now.
Yeah.
So the last plugin we're presenting today, yes, I believe so.
Unless there's more questions about other plugins. Actually, right. Let's say that there's 60 people watching live, but only a few have added comments. So if you've got any questions, then start typing them now so that we can do that after Quick View Pro.
Exactly. Yeah. So this plugin is basically it has a feature that I've seen on just about every e-commerce shop or website I've been to, and that is a Quick View button. So rather than going to the individual product page, let's try that one. Oh dear, I'm on a buggy site at the moment. This is just this is actually our front end demo, or maybe I launched.
That's weird.
No. This is quickviewpro.barn2.com. We might have something we need to fix here before it'll show up.
No, it's working for me. It's something weird about yours.
Should I show that then? Yes, please.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, we should figure out why that is in case it's not just you. So we've got quick view buttons. You can have them on hover like this, or you can have them next to the add to cart button, whichever you prefer. So you click on that and you've got a light box, which has product gallery, zoom features, variations if it's a variable product, quantities, and then you add to the cart. you can customize this information. You might just show an image with nothing else. It can just be used as an image gallery. You might just show the text and hide the images, or you can have both. So all of this stuff is optional, basically, every single element of it. And I really like Quick View because it allows you to do stuff without accessing a separate page from each product. So let's say I wanted to buy this product. I'm going to add it to the cart. It gives me a success message and closes it. Well, I'm still on my shop page. So if I was on the product page, it would start directing me to the cart and I'd be less likely to buy more than one product. But because I'm on the shop page, I can keep adding things to the cart, and it encourages me to buy more. So obviously for store owners, that is a good thing.
Yeah, and I would say from personal online shopping experience, the actual way that, well, personally, I shop online is I'm browsing to compare products more often than I'm browsing for a specific product. So I might see three or four things that are similar, and I just want to compare those tiny features. And it would be really frustrating if I had to go to the page for each one, open up new tabs, check all the tabs, and come back. Whereas this one, it's just quick open and close. You could see what you want to see and then make your decision.
Yeah, good point. So we've got a question from Phil about this plugin. He says he's creating a stock photo website and wants a gallery that shows his images on the front page. And when he clicks on the images, he gets the image details with download buttons underneath. And this is an interesting question because normally you would have digital products, wouldn't you, Sam? You'd get the download link after buying.
Hmm.
So that's a bit different.
Yeah, get the image details with downloads buttons underneath.
Yeah. Yeah, so that is, I think he wants people to be able to download the image without having to buy the product. So I think that probably that's a different thing to digital products, which is a feature in WooCommerce that works with all of our plugins. So I would say that the best way to do that, I suppose there's two ways. There's the developer method and the non-developer method. So I think that if you were going for the non-developer method, you would just add a button to the short or long product descriptions saying download. That's a bit of a manual job, but you can add whatever you want to the quick view lightbox in the short or long description. Or there's also in our documentation developer information about how to edit the template that is used for the quick view lightbox, and that one will let you have more flexibility, such as actually adding it directly underneath the image within the lightbox, which is what Phil said, rather than say in the short description, which is in the right hand column. So the developer method just gives you that bit of extra flexibility. So
Yes.
other questions? Let's go to the comments for a bit. So yeah, Tom says he uses Quick View. No, that's Quantity Manager actually already. I should know our acronyms by now. And he's also asked one about product tabs. Does the front end show actual tabs? What do you mean by actual tabs? Do you know, Sam?
I don't know for sure, but I know that they look the same as whatever your theme shows the existing tabs, like reviews and comments and stuff. So there's already some tabs that are on the product pages by default in the default WooCommerce experience, and they are just going to look like more of those tabs. So that will just depend on how much flexibility you have with editing those on your own site.
Yeah. Yeah, and feel free to add any more information if you want to get more details about that. DQ's saying, hi guys. And Armando says, in product options, how does the variables features work? For instance, sometimes we need to reuse data from certain fields in multiple calculations. So that is that's exactly what it's for. So I will just find my link again for product options, just a sec.
Mhm. Yeah, at the moment, our entire team is undergoing a little bit of training from the developer of that plugin, so we can fully understand how to implement the formulas and how to teach others how to implement them, including myself. I need to be making videos about the plugins, so I need to understand how it works too.
Yeah, and it requires a certain expertise in maths as well. I mean, obviously, if you just want to do length times width equals your product price, then anybody can do that. Whereas if you want to use like whatever these things, can you see these drop downs?
We can actually, yes.
Oh, you can. Okay. If you want to use these things, then you need to be better than me at maths. And it's kind of like Excel that you can do really complex stuff now. And the developer, Luigi, had a fantastic time developing this. He just loved it. And I think he's very much looking forward to training you, support team and Sam in using that as well. But with the custom variables, so Armando is asking about reusing data from certain fields in multiple calculations. So you can basically do what you want. If you've created a custom variable like length, like we did a minute ago, like area rather, which is width times length, then you can then add it as many times as you want within that formula. You can also add multiple formulas to the same product if you wanted to, and then use conditional logic to control when to use them. So rather than be specific, I'd say it's incredibly flexible, and you need to spend some time getting your head around it as you would if you were creating complex formulas in Excel or something like that. But it's all there, and you can reuse things. And then you've got all of these that you can use as variables in it as well. And of course, if you created more options, like we've just got width and length, which is why you can only see width and length here. But if you'd created other options, they would all appear as buttons to click straight into the price formula. And I've just broken it, but never mind.
And even before this update, I was already able to make multiple formulas for one product, and I had radio buttons set up to reveal the different formulas based on those selections. So some conditional logic for multiple formulas. And in each of those formulas, I was reusing data that already existed with the addition of the variations. That should be no different.
Yeah. So a follow-up question from Armando. Can I use a variable from that field in another field? I don't know. We would need to ask Luigi to confirm that, but I will write that down. But that's presumably a custom variable using custom variables across multiple price formulas within the same product options group. I think that's how I would interpret that. Okay, and Tom has got a question about Post Table Pro, which we haven't covered yet today. Post Table Pro is our generic table plugin, which lets you display any type of WordPress content in a searchable table. So that could be posts or pages or any custom post type you've got on your website, whether you created that yourself or you're using an event plugin or something like that. You can list your events or whatever you've created in WordPress. You can display it. So Tom is saying it would be nice to have a PDF output from Post Table Pro. And there is a plugin that kind of lets you do that. It's called Print Friendly, and it has a WordPress plugin. I'll just put that on the screen. And the Print Friendly plugin you can use with Post Table Pro. And what it does is it adds buttons to print it to either PDF or actually print it or whatever you want, depending on your settings. And it doesn't just print the table, though. It prints the whole page that contains the table. And quite a lot of our customers use that to do that. Oh, and it does, Tom is saying, sorry, product table, but post table sounds interesting. Yes, they both work with Print Friendly because all that does is add these print buttons to print to PDF buttons to the page. So long as you can add content to the page, then you can use it with the content on the page, which might be tables or whatever.
That's what we get for having so many table plugins, Katie.
I know, yeah, 3 table plugins. It's not a coincidence. We had Post Table Pro, and then we discovered how people were using it, and loads of people were using it for document libraries, and loads of people were using it to display e-commerce products. So that's why we created the dedicated use case specific versions of them, which have actually both done better than Post Table Pro, interestingly.
Tom, Tom, if you are actually literally interested in this, then of course the all access pass is the way to go. You'll be saving heaps of money instead of buying them individually and renewing them all individually. So that is
it's like
definitely
80% saving or something compared to buying them individually.
Yeah. So after you buy about 4 plugins, it's already better value.
Yeah. But Print Friendly is not our plugin. It's a free plugin from another company that just works with our plugins. So that one you don't have to buy anywhere. And we also have a question from DQ or Deco. Is there any other website for free templates rather than WP Locker? I must admit that I don't know, because if I'm looking for a free theme for something, then I tend to use the ones that I already know, such as like the free version of Elementor, the Hello Elementor theme, or the free version of Astra theme, or something like that I know is really good. So I don't tend to browse websites like that looking for themes. I use the ones that I know. It looks like we've sold Tom on Document Library as well. Yep. So you've sold an all access pass, Sam. And yeah, we'll come back every month to get better usage tips and things like that.
I'm doing a series of videos on our major plugins, which is a getting started guide. And certainly at the beginning of the video, it's just about setup, but then the video transitions into more of the detailed options and settings, which of course will become out of date once the plugins get new updates, but I'll try to keep on top of it as much as possible. And those videos will be more prominently linked to within the plugin, I hope, or somewhere for our customers to be able to kind of, if you're a little confused about why you have this plugin and why you bought it and what you want to do with it, I'm hoping that these videos will get you started again.
I like that, actually, putting it within the plugin, because these are not sales videos. They're for people already using it, unlike our usual videos. So we could put it somewhere like the sidebar of the settings page or something like that. And we'll obviously put it in the onboarding emails that get sent to people when they buy the plugin, so they get the video at the right time.
Yeah, so those should be available pretty soon once the first ones come out, and I'll be adding more all the time. Righty ho. How are we doing? Have we got through all the
we're done. There's no
questions?
more questions.
My goodness. That's pretty quick for us. Yeah, no, we really appreciate all of you guys joining us live and leaving comments and giving us some challenging questions as we go through. And yeah, I think I just want to hide this banner so it's not distracting too much. That's the one. There we go.
Perfect. Meant to change it.
Yeah, we do these live streams every month. We love getting your questions and going through them. It's really useful for everyone to be able to share in the answer, so then we don't have to send out 100 emails, and you guys can get the benefits of that. I'll be adding links and timestamps to the replay of this video on YouTube, so you can go back and find that section of the video that you were thinking about at a later time.
So thank you to everybody for watching. The next one is on Thursday, the 26th of September. We're going to do it at an earlier time of 11 a.m. Central European time, because we feel a bit bad for largely the Asian customers that we tend to overlap with American time, which is really bad for people. Like, we had people watching from Australia at 3 a.m. their time. So we thought, let's do one a bit earlier. And because we do have people all over the world. So we should be
Mhm.
prioritizing people wherever they are. So yeah, it's 26th of September, 11 o'clock Europe time. And if you go to barn2.com/events, then you can pre-register and send us questions. And as you've seen today, it's really beneficial to send the questions beforehand, because it allows us to do things like set up personalized demos for you. In one case today, we even published a knowledge base article because of that question. And so we were able to share that on the live stream. So we're happy to answer live, but if you let us prepare, we will give you an even better answer. So thank you very much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you next month. Bye.
See you then. Bye bye.